one, go.
Good morning, grade sixes. Welcome to the STEM Lockdown Digital School. It is a pleasure to have you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are joining us for Natural Science, grade 6. Just to remind you who I am, I go by the name of Karabo Fiona Khashani. On Instagram, you can follow me on KB_Khashani. And on Facebook, I am Karabo Fiona Khashani. I hope you find this very fruitful and you may find this lesson productive and also very informative. All right, let's go. All right, so first things first, as always, there has to be objectives of every lesson. And for today's lesson, we are going to know what electricity is. Remember, I did say yesterday that this is a continuation. Basically, we're going to learn about electricity throughout the remainder of this week. So our lesson objectives are going to remain the same, all right? So that you're always aware of what it is that we're focusing on, all right? We are going to know how to construct a simple circuit. What are electrical circuit components, and what is the function of each circuit component? We're also going to go on to move on about what is the difference between a closed and an open circuit. All right, let's do a quick recap. Now, if you remember, yesterday I actually gave you some homework to do, all right, which I really hope you did. And you actually needed to find the definition of the new words. All right, so the first word that you got was electric circuit. I would love for you to actually tell me what some of your definitions are of an electric circuit. You can just type those in your Q&A. Just tell me what you got as an electric circuit and what is your understanding of an electric circuit. Now, the answer that I have displayed on the screen, an electric circuit is a path or a line through which an electrical current flows. And the definitions that I'm showing you now I actually got from a grade 6 science textbook, just at the back where the new words were. All right, so that's where I'll actually maybe even just towards the end of the lesson, maybe just give you the name of the book. But this is where I found my definition from. So if any of you have something different, maybe you can actually tell me what did you get as your definition for an electric circuit. All right, let's move on. The next word that we got is electric current. All right, now an electric current, same thing, is the rate of flow of electric charge past a point or a region. So if we've got a circuit running, all of the flow that's happening through the current is just an electric charge, all right, which is obviously then our electric charge, all right. Then we have a component. Now, a component is a part or an element of a larger whole. For example, if I say to you, grade 6 natural science has 4 topics in term 3, we are going to learn the first half. That is basically a component. So basically, if something is very, very big and we take a section out of it, that is a component. If you're eating a slice of cake and cut out a slice, you can consider that as a component. It's a part of that cake. All right, so in terms of electric circuits, it's inclusive of so many components. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we spoke about 3 of those components yesterday. All right, so just do juggle your memory a bit and try to remember what those components are. All right, then the fourth word that you received was a device. Now, a device is a material made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment. Now, a device is what you're using right now to watch this lesson. Your cell phone, your laptop, all of these electric or mechanical devices are what we obviously call, all of these mechanical equipments are what we call a device. All right. You also got an appliance. Now, this is a device or a piece of equipment designed to perform a specific task. Now, I'm very, very sure that many of you in your homes have appliances. If you go to the store, you'll find that they have an aisle with just appliances, like Clicks has an appliance aisle. Checkers Hyper has an aisle for appliances. So I would like you to give me a name of at least 5 appliances that you have in your home right now that you can see. I'll give you 5 of my appliances. I've got a microwave, a fridge, a TV, a heater, and a kettle. Those are my appliances, right? What do some of you have in your homes which are appliances? Now, they have to perform a specific task. Like my kettle just boiled my delicious cup of coffee that I had a couple minutes ago. My fridge stores all the foods that need to be kept cold. The TV is just there for me to keep updated with the latest current affairs and so on. So an appliance is something that performs a specific task. A kettle boils water, but a fridge cannot. So just type in your Q&A and tell me the list of appliances that you have in your home. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds just to see what some of you have. All right. All right, I see Gamo saying, ma'am, I don't understand. All right, Gamo, just please type in the Q&A again just to tell me what it is exactly that you do not understand. And I will just leave some time at the end of the lesson to just go back. So if you can just please, just let me know fully what it is that you do not understand so that I can respond to the best of my ability. All right, Gamo. All right, so I see some of your answers here. Shakira says a path that an electric current flows through. And she goes on to say a device used for storing and supplying electricity. All right, a device is a piece of equipment. Very, very good. All right, thank you guys. Remember, Gama, whatever you don't understand, please just type in your Q&A and I will definitely attend to that. All right. All right, let's move on. Right, then you also got a battery, which for some reason I did not write the definition of a battery, but a battery is basically also a device that provides power. All right, so it's basically, a lot of you have batteries. This could be in your phone, this could be in your torch, and it's just a small material or a device that helps supply power. All right, so usually if the battery is flat, power will not be supplied. All right, I'm sorry about that. I did not add the definition there. All right, then we have a switch. A switch is a device for making and breaking the connection in an electric circuit. Now, if you remember yesterday's lesson, I spoke about a lamp. Now, a lamp has a switch. If I press the switch and put it on, the light will go on. If I press the switch again, it will go off, meaning it has broken the connection in the current. Right, so the switch helps to break and to connect. Just like a torch, when you press the button for a torch, it goes on, meaning the current and the electric current is flowing. But when you press the torch again, the current breaks because now you've switched it off. So that's what a switch helps with. All right. Alrighty, let's just see. All right, and I see a lot of you giving examples of a phone, a deep freeze, DJ, Luanle, a laptop, kettle, and lights. Luanle says a fan. Oh, awesome stuff. Shakira, they have a microwave, a fridge, TV, washing machine, and a toaster. Caleb, a phone and a PlayStation. Oh, well, that's very nice. You're pretty much entertained during this lockdown with a PlayStation, hey? Awesome. All right, thank you guys for your answers. Please keep them coming. All right, so I hope that you've just copied down the meanings of those words. Remember to just get your notebook, your pen, and write down all the important information. It will definitely help you in the long run. All right. I'll just give you a couple more seconds if any of you are copying that down. And we're going to move on. Just about 10 to 15 seconds. While you're copying that down, I see some of you are saying an Xbox 360. Awesome stuff. Njabula, fan, kettle, a microwave, Hlengi, a TV, and Mahumo says a dishwasher. Right, so these are all appliances that you all seem to have in your home. Well done, Njabula, PlayStation 3. Ooh, hey, you guys have all these nice things to keep yourselves busy. All right. Oh, there you go. Gamo says, I don't understand the new words. All right, thank you, Gamo. All right, so let me just recap. So basically, Gamo, the new words are basically the vocabulary. These are the words that are going to help us understand the lesson now going forward. All right, now, because we're learning about electricity, we need to understand what all of these words mean. And you have about there 7 words that I would like you to know and to understand. All right, so the first word that we spoke about is an electric circuit. Now, this is all new to all of us with electricity, and obviously it's very hard to even understand these words. But in terms of new words, we're discussing words that are going to help us to go through the lesson. Because I might say to you during the lesson, and I might say component. It's a very long word, but then if you know what it means, you will know what I'm referring to. Or if I say switch, you will know what a switch is, because a switch obviously is in our definitions as a device for making and breaking the connection in an electric circuit. So to Gamo and everybody else, I'm just encouraging you guys to please just know your definitions and know your meanings, so that if you're randomly asked what is an electric circuit, you can instantly pick that up. If you're asked what is a device, you can instantly pick that up. All right, so our new words are words that are going to help us to understand the lesson better. Just like if you had to have a poem in English and there are words, new words that you've never, seen before, you'd obviously have to find the meaning in the dictionary to understand them. So these are the very same, these are words that I just found at the back of a science textbook with the meaning as to what it is. All right, but if you need further explanation, I will come back to it later. But for now, let's just move on and we can just explain that further as we move. All right, thanks, Gamo, for that question. All right, you also had homework, all right? You had to draw circuits, all right? I hope all of you did. Please tell me you did your homework. All right, so these are my drawings. Not 100% accurate, not a very good drawing, but I tried really hard. All right, so number 1, you had to draw a power supply and a battery. All right, you had to draw a power supply and a battery. Now, if you look at my number 1, so according to the scientific drawings, a power supply is basically just 2 circles. So I've got my power supply and I've got a battery. All right, just parallel from each other. It doesn't matter where, if you put your battery on the left or the right or on the top, it really does not matter as long as those 2 components are there. All right, so for my number 1, I've got my power supply at the top and right underneath, I've got my battery. Then for number 2, you were asked to draw a switch, a motor, and 3 bulbs. All right, so there's my number 2, the picture in the middle. I've got my switch, and remember I said open switch. That's why that line is lifted up a bit just over there. That's why it's lifted. That is my open switch. I've got my motor. It's a circle with an M, and I've got my 3 light bulbs. Again, it doesn't matter where you put them. You could have maybe put your light bulbs on the side over here or at the top. It really doesn't matter which side you place your components for as long as they are all there. Okay. Then the last picture, we had to draw a buzzer, a switch, and a motor. All right, so same thing. And for number 3, I said closed switch. As you can see over there, I've got my closed switch. I've got my strange looking buzzer, and I've got my motor. Again, it doesn't matter where you put them as long as they are all there. All right, so I hope you all did your homework yesterday, but I'm actually going to give you about 50 seconds or so just to roughly copy down my examples, well, my answers, sorry, just for you to understand, because you might actually do more activities like this next time. So please, 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 just do copy down your corrections. I'll give you some time for that. And if you need more time, please just let me know and I can always go back. So 50 seconds. And while you're copying, I see we've got Tubeli here saying appliances, a toaster, a kettle, a TV, a microwave, and a fridge. Awesome stuff. Lita, an electric guitar. Very, very nice. Yay, JD did her homework and Lita. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for doing your homework. So did you get it all right? Or is there something that you kind of forgot to add? All right. Okay, Gamo, it's okay if you weren't here. Don't worry about it. The lessons are on YouTube, so you can always just go back and have a look at those lessons in your own time, okay? JD says 3 out of 3. Well done, JD. Sherriel says they did it. Awesome. Thank you so much for doing your work, guys. Just a couple more time just to copy down for those that still need to do their corrections, and we're going to move on. All right, guys, I think we can move on. But if you still need me to go back, you'll let me know and we will always come back to the slide. All right, let's go. All right, so let's discuss circuit diagrams. Remember to just write down the notes for your own reference. All right, now, if we want to keep a record of how we constructed a specific electric circuit, we can take a photo of it. If we do not have a camera, we can remember the circuit by drawing a sketch. Now, if you are trying to make your own circuit and you've added so many things, a light bulb, a battery, a buzzer, a motor, and you will not be able to remember this for next time, you could either take a picture or you could just draw, just like we have been doing previously, just drawing using the scientific methods. That is how you draw a circuit diagram. Now I want you to look at the bottom left. It says, look at the sketch below which Farah drew. Now clearly Farah, all right, very, very talented, and he was able to draw a circuit diagram, all right, and it looks pretty accurate. You can see the components, all right, and we can see that they're all there, and we can see the wire, etc., etc. All right, so that's pretty good drawing. But now we've got someone that says, hey, but I can't draw as well as Farah. It would take me forever to draw a sketch of the circuits. Now, I think some of you had the same feeling as well, that, hey, I cannot, like me example, I cannot draw that. It would really take me a very, very long time. So please help Johnny over here, and please tell him then, how would he then draw the sketch? Because he can't draw so well, how can Johnny draw a sketch of the circuit? Just in your Q&A, how can Johnny draw a sketch of the circuit? Just going to have a look at your answers. All right. Oh, I see some. Lita says 100%. Talia, 3 out of 3. Mahumo, I did it. Shakira, 3 out of 3. 100%. Liam and Sharil, I got it good. Hey, yay, yay. Awesome stuff. Okay, cool. So please help Johnny and tell Johnny how can he draw that circuit. He says he cannot draw. It is too hard for him. So what can he actually do? All right, I see JD says take a photo or the, okay, I'm not sure what that is. Shakira, use lines and symbols. All right, cool, interesting. Use lines and symbols for the stuff that he cannot draw. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. All right, so obviously Johnny here is very confused and he says that, listen, I cannot draw the sketch. It would really take me forever. All right. Now, I want you to have a look at the circuit diagram. Very, very confusing. There is so much going on. This is basically like a circuit diagram for a house, right? Very complex because in your homes, you all have so many electrical wires. And if you are not an electrician, you wouldn't even know where to begin. All right. Now, it takes time to draw a sketch like this one. So if you see this one over here, it's going to take a long time. That Farah drew. It will even take longer if we add more components to a circle, to a circuit, sorry. So now imagine now having to draw a circuit that has 6 components, a light bulb, a buzzer, a motor, and. It's going to take us very, very long. We could have more than one bulb, like the case of all the light bulbs in your home. There could also be more than one switch. So just think about your home. I want you to now give me and tell me how many light bulbs do you have in your home? Please tell me, how many light bulbs do you have in your home? So tell me how many light bulbs and how many switches you've got in your home. It's going to be a tough one. I want you to count all the light bulbs in your home. Tell me how many you have. In fact, leave out the switches for now. Just tell me how many light bulbs are in your home. Let's see. How many light bulbs in your home? And then Mahumo says, draw with the scientific symbols. Yes, so Johnny definitely would have to draw using the scientific symbols. Khadija, I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrect. A technical drawing. Very, very good. Straightforward. Basically the scientific and the technical drawing. All right, so just a couple of seconds. I want you to count all of the light bulbs in your home. All right, let's see what some of you have. All right, Buntle, 15 light bulbs. Mahumo, 12. Simpiwe, 27. JD says about over 20. Oh my goodness, hey, that's a lot of light bulbs. That is a lot of light bulbs. Now, I want you guys to imagine drawing a scientific drawing, a technical drawing of all those light bulbs, hey? Imagine how many circles with those crosses you're going to have on your circuit. That is a whole lot. Njabule says 8, Lita says about 7. I also have about 7, even 6 lights. I have about 6 light bulbs. It's a very, very small home. So sure, Simpiwe 27, that must be a massive house, hey? Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your answers. So now imagine having, in fact, that is my homework for you guys. My homework for you guys is to draw a technical drawing of all the light bulbs and all the switches in your home. Remember, every light bulb has a switch. So with Simpiwe, you're going to have to draw 27 bulbs and 27 switches. All right, hey. Vutali says 11 light bulbs. Shakira, I have about 8 light bulbs, 6 switches. Okay, cool. So maybe you might find that with Shakira, one switch switches on about 3 light bulbs, which is actually very normal. All right. Caleb has about 16 bulbs. Talia, 45. Oh my goodness. That's so many light bulbs. Where are they placed? Talia could be counting light bulbs by the gate, by the garage. Wow, Talia, please tell us, where are all these light bulbs placed? Now, Talia, you're going to have to draw 45 light bulbs and switches for all of those light bulbs. So it'll help for you guys to have a look around your homes, count the switches, count the light bulbs, and draw a technical drawing for me. I would actually love to see your drawings, all right? So just remember to use the hashtag LockdownESchool for me to actually see your drawings, or you guys can just email them to me and I will have a look at those. My email is right at the bottom at the end of the slides because I really want to see your drawings. Njabulo 6 bulbs, Michael 15, Fayeda, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, says 22. All right, so thank you so much for your answers, guys. So homework for tomorrow already is to draw all the light bulbs and all the switches in your home. All right, but you need to draw them using a technical drawing. So just you would need to draw a circle with a cross and the switch symbol, but you'd need to look at the previous video, yesterday's lesson, to see what the symbols look like unless you have written them. All right, guys, let's move on. So I am checking that homework tomorrow, and you are going to send me those pictures through social media and also on my email, and I will have a look at them. All right. Remember to just put your name when you draw your picture so that I know who it is. All right. Awesome, guys. Right, each light in your home has its own switch, unless of course you have a switch that if you turn on, it switches on about 3 lights. All right. All of us do not draw equally well. To save time and to avoid bad sketches, scientists came up with a way of representing the components of a circuit with special symbols. These symbols are used all over the world. So what we are drawing now are actually symbols that are used everywhere. Even if mom or dad decided to build a new home or to make it bigger and they need to install electricity and all that, the electrician is going to draw a plan using what we are actually drawing right now, using those little symbols. It helps scientists, engineers, and technicians to draw or record circuits more quickly. It also helps everybody to understand the circuit in the same way. So maybe next time if mom and dad, they are deciding to build and an electrician comes through, maybe ask them to have a look at the electrical plan. And maybe you can spot where the light is and where the switch is and where the buzzer is, because now you know what those are. All right, so Johnny says, well, that's much better. I can definitely draw these easy symbols for circuit diagrams. Right, so if you just have a look over here, very similar to what we got yesterday. Basically, it is the component, the sketch, and the symbol. Now, remember for your homework, you need to draw the bulb. So you're going to be using this symbol over here. Those are the bulbs, and you're going to be using the switch, this symbol over here. Now there's an open switch. As you can see, that line is open, and there's a closed switch. So in your diagram for homework, maybe the bathroom light bulb was on. Obviously that switch has to be opened. All right. So I'll leave that on for a couple more seconds for you to copy it if you did not do it yesterday, but it is also in yesterday's lesson. All right. I see Caleb, what do we need to sketch? I'll answer you now, Caleb. Liam, 17, 20, I'm assuming those are lights. Njabulo, 11 switches. Ma'am, how must we know where the wire goes? All right, cool. So thank you for your question, JD. Let me answer you. And I'm also just going to answer Caleb. All right, so basically, remember with the wire, a wire is just basically a straight line. So what you would need to do, you just need to draw lines with a whole lot of circles in. So obviously we do not know where the Y is. Right now you are just using your own thinking and you are just drawing a rectangle with many light bulbs and many switches along the rectangle. That's all you're doing for me now. We're not going to do anything complicated or anything too complex. All we're doing is you're going to draw a rectangle with all your 9 lights and all your 9 switches along the wire of your rectangle. Okay. If you still don't understand, please let me know and I'll actually try and see if I can draw it quickly on the screen for you. All right. Righty, let's move on. All right, drawing a diagram. Now, this is a simple and quick way to represent an electric circuit, and it should be clear to everyone that this circuit has a battery, a bulb, and a switch. All right, so if you look at those drawings over there, that's basically what it is. It's got a battery, a bulb, and an open switch. And it's all connected with electric wires. So the lines that you see that make up a rectangle, those are the wires. The battery are the 2 lines that are parallel each other where my mouse is right now. The light bulb is a circle with a cross, and this is a switch. It is an open switch. All right. Although we draw the wires as straight lines in a circuit diagram, remember that in real life, the wires are not actually straight. Just think of the electric wires that are attached to the appliances in your home, like to a kettle, a lamp, a vacuum cleaner, or a computer. So right now, my lamp cable, the wire is not straight. It's all curled up. The kettle wire is all curled up. So technically, the wires look something like the first picture. But in science, we need to draw straight lines, like the ones in the second picture. So please don't draw squiggly lines like this. Even in your test and in your exams, do not draw squiggly lines. It has to be always a ruler and a pencil at all times to draw your circuit. Now, just like the homework that I've given you where you need to draw the light bulbs in your home, you're going to have to draw, as you can see, this one has 1 light bulb. You're going to have to draw many circles along your wires. So basically your circuit is going to be full of circles and squares. Sorry, full of circles with crosses inside, as well as closed and open switches. So all you need to do is basically draw a rectangle with all your components inside. Do not draw it freehand. Use a ruler and a pencil. Okay. I hope I've answered JD and I think it was Shakira's question. No, yeah, it was JD. All right. Mahuma says, ma'am, for the drawing, can we ask our family to help us? Well, yes, you can, but try and do it on your own first. All right. Shakira, must we draw the room separately? No, you don't need to draw the room separately. Just draw a circuit showing me how many light bulbs are in your home. Just a rectangle with many circles on it and many light bulbs on it. Okay. I know it's a bit confusing to understand, especially because we're live and it's not easy for me to just demonstrate, but it's just imagine drawing a rectangle with many light bulbs along the wires of the rectangle. So something very similar to this, but just many light bulbs. All right, a takeaway message. An electric circuit is a system of transferring energy. So what you guys are going to be drawing now is an electric circuit showing how energy is actually flowing. A circuit is a complete and unbroken pathway of electricity. A simple circuit is made up of different components, a source of energy, conductors, and a wire. A circuit can have a switch to it to turn it on or off. Electric circuits can be drawn as circuit diagrams using symbols. All right, here is a helpful link on YouTube just to explain simple circuits. And next lesson tomorrow, we are discussing electrical conductors and insulators. Please do use this information to follow us on social media and also to send me your work. I'm going to use the rest of the 7 minutes remaining to address any of your questions and uncertainties that you might have, or if you need me to go back to a certain slide, please let me know and I will definitely go back. So in the meantime, ask me questions that you need to, and I will address those questions. All right, so all right, let's see what we got here. All right, I see Michael saying, ma'am, I don't understand the drawing. So which drawing, Michael? The one that I want you guys to do, or let me actually go back to the slide over here. Or this one, which drawing? So let me see if I can actually, let me see if I can draw. So remember, I'm asking you guys to do for homework to draw all the light bulbs in your home. So I'm going to see if I can draw, just to show what I'm looking for. I'll make it as though we've got, I'll say I've got 3 light bulbs. So I'm going to draw, here we go. 1, remember, use a ruler. I can't, it's really hard. 2, so I've got 3 light bulbs. 3, I'll maybe add 4. 4. All right, now I've got 4 light bulbs. Now I'm going to add switches. I'm going to add 4 switches. So here's 1. Please excuse my drawing. It is so hard. So there's 1 switch. Here's another switch. Here's another switch. This one, I'll make it an open switch. All right. So I've got 3 switches so far. And let me draw my last switch. Shoo, that was very hard. All right, so there we go. I've got my 4 bulbs. So I'm drawing all the bulbs in my home. I've got 4 bulbs. There we go. I've got 4 bulbs and I've got 4 switches. 1, let me use a different color. Let me use the blue. So I've got 1, that's the first switch, second switch, third switch, and the 4th switch. So these switches are for all of my 4 light bulbs in my home. That's what you are doing for homework. Okay, like someone that has 27 bulbs, obviously yours is going to be a whole lot bigger with a whole lot of bulbs. Does that make it easier, guys? I'm so sorry for my drawing. I know it's really bad. It's been extremely hard to draw using the computer. Very, very hard. All right, so there's my drawing over there of my light bulbs in my home. All right, let's see. I hope that makes it better, Michael. Lita, where do you send the work to? Do we have to draw the switches as well? And ma'am, the bulbs in our house is connected in parallel. All right, so first of all, Lita, you can send the work to my email address on the very last slide, which I'll show you again. Shakira, do we have to draw the switches? Yes, please draw the switches. Salma, ma'am, the bulbs in our house is connected in parallel. So you're going to have to draw them in parallel, but that is obviously very complicated. So just also draw them in a rectangle, just like I did, just like I showed you the example. All right. That's a very, very good point, Salma. But just use a rectangle for now that I did and draw them in that way. I hope I've answered your question, guys. All right. So I'm going to go back to the last slide of all the social media links. Oopsie. Of all the social media links that you can use to send your email, just write your name and please use social media. If any of you have got Facebook, you can post it on the Facebook page, on our Africa Teen Geeks Facebook page. Just write grade 6 natural science, hashtag lockdown eSchool, and definitely I will have a look at that. All right. Awesome, guys. We've got about 2 more minutes left. And if there are no more questions, all right, I think that's it. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being amazing today. You guys have done exceptionally well. I'm looking forward to seeing your drawings, all right, for tomorrow's lesson. And I'm actually going to also draw the light bulbs in my home, but I'm going to do it properly this time using a pencil and a ruler. All right, so all of you have seemed to just given me how many switches that you have. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just going over your questions one last time. All right, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you again tomorrow. Please have an awesome day. And remember to stay tuned for tomorrow's lesson. And please do your homework. I'm going to do my task too. Good day and goodbye.